Alright, so you see here Solitude and I are working on this king crab. This is part of a light video that we wanted to do to kind of show how lights can work together. So you can just watch this and kind of see how this is going on. And there's a second king crab here. We're just kind of shooting it without him really able to fire back at us. He's a little too low, and we're taking advantage of that really well. At this moment, I kind of split a little bit. I try to run through a partial enemy fire lane just to kind of help split their focus off the bigs, while Solitude starts working on the guys up on the top and around. I have to start fighting this oxide down in the tunnel, and I kill him pretty easily. And then Solitude's still working on the heavier mechs on the outside. At this time, I start to try to maybe join him, and we start working on this Bravo target together really well here. We get the kill on him. And then I move off to a Timberwolf. He starts looking for another Black Knight. We're just trying to finish off the stronger targets of the enemy at this point. And this whole video, you're not just going to see us working together on the same target. We tried to do that, but sometimes certain things kind of dictated we hit different targets at different times. We also were not entirely used to working together. But so you see here, I work on the back of a Timberwolf, I jump over it, I'm trying to get it to turn around so that Solitude can hit it in the back. Someone else gets the kill, no big deal, whatever. But you just kind of see, without even necessarily planning a lot of stuff, we both start working together just because we're both fairly confident light pilots.
So we're on Frozen City now. Just kind of scanning the terrain a bit. I take some early shots at the assaults as they cross over the dropship. Notice that there's a Timberwolf by himself in the back. Radic and I focus him out, take him out of the fight pretty quickly. I'd like to point out that moments like these really show you the payoff of good communication. If you really want to step up your gameplay, easiest way is probably to find a buddy.
Alright, so here we are at Canyon Network. I am in a Firestarter S. Solitude is in a Oxide SRMs. We're just working on this King Crab here that we kind of caught out in the back of the enemy's rotation. A few other friendly lights were just here to assist us as well. I believe around this time I called out Direwolf Bravo. Solitude let me know he didn't really think that was a great target for him. So after I messed around with the Direwolf a little bit, I ran over to where Solitude was, and he finds a stalker at this time. Hotel. He just starts harassing him. One thing that he's doing really well is he's able to shoot it without taking return fire from many other enemies at all, and I start to join him with that at this point. So we just do a really good job here of really forcing a lot of damage onto this stalker. The stalker, nor many of his friends, can hurt us back, and that's really great for what we're doing. Take a little bit of unnecessary damage there, but you can never be perfect. The stalker's about to go down. I start to shoot a few other targets to allow me to pass up closer to where Solitude is. And around here, I believe the stalker dies. Alright, so we're looking for kind of another target around this time, taking opportunity shots as we can. Of course, you want to remain active throughout any sort of fight as much as possible, as long as you're not risking anything. Right about here, we see this Atlas popping up, and we both start trying to focus it down, and Atlas is very dangerous to leave alive very long. And right about here, I think Solitude gets the final hit on him, and he dies. So we're still looking for targets and calling them out. I'm just kind of scanning the field. Solitude's watching from a little bit back behind me. This Arctic cheetah kind of chases me a little bit, and Solitude gets a nice hit on him. He ends up running away just after that. Then we call out this Mauler right here. Again, Mauler, assault mech, large target, similar to Atlas. We need to bring this thing down for different reasons, though. Unfortunately, Solitude gets wiped out by the Arctic cheetah right there. But I'm able to continue the fight on. I kill the Arctic cheetah right here. And just after this, the last mech falls. The match is over.
So you can see we're doing something kind of different now. Still in light mechs, but, different builds. I'm in a 6 medium laser Locust 20. Radic is in a large pulse Raven 4X. So you can see that we were taking early shots at the enemies as they crossed over by Epsilon in the open. But the direwolf was left behind. I'm trying to take some back shots at him, take him out of the fight before the enemy realizes what's happened. I switch targets because I know that the direwolf is, pretty much dead. Of course, Radic is still helping to finish him off. That's okay. The sooner the better. Here's me just cycling through targets, I'm back on the direwolf again. Switch targets to the Shadowhawk. He goes down pretty quickly. Radic handles the misery. Tries not to take too much damage from him. Hellbringer goes down. Switch targets to the Ebon Jaguar. So what you can see is that a good light player tries not to face tank enemy heavies and assaults. What you really want to do is let your friendly heavies and medium players peek, and then you peek immediately afterward, or you peek off to the side. Just anywhere except directly in front of them. All there is left is just the cicada. Not much you can do about the game anymore.
So we have Solitude, myself again. Solitude is in a Locust, and I am in a Raven. He has a little bit shorter range, I have a little longer range. So we're just working on these mechs on the outskirts of the Caldera right now. We kind of caught them on their side, and we're using the terrain really well here to not expose too much of ourselves. I do overextend a little bit right here, but Solitude's staying very well close in. But neither of us are taking too much damage, and a really well-placed strike was put out onto them. And we're just continuing to harass them. Nothing too much. We don't need to commit or anything. Just harass at this point. Solitude starts to move in towards the Caldera. He believes he can find some targets here. I'm going to try to finish off Echo Flame Dragon with probably a weak side torso, usually XL on the loadout he's carrying. Solitude is working very well the back of an Atlas, meanwhile, and the Atlas does go down because of a lot of his work. I take out that Dragon, and Solitude now enters further into the Caldera, just searching for targets. He's high on heat, so he has to be careful, make sure he hits the right thing, but he's not too afraid because no one's looking at him, no one's trying to kill him yet. I start to join Solitude into the Caldera for a little bit, and I was looking for some stuff, didn't find anything. Then we notice this Oxide out here on the side, so we start trying to double team him. We don't want to fight him individually, he'll probably wreck us in a one-on-one. And we kind of scare him off. He runs into the Caldera, probably doesn't know what he's doing at this point, and both of us put some good shots into him right there. And then we just start firing at some other targets. We have no reason to go jump after guy. The Oxide comes right back to us anyway, and he's taken out. Both of us continue to search for targets. I'm on the outside now. It's a little more favoring the Raven's 2 large pulse lasers rather than going into the middle of that. And his Locust is looking for other targets in the center. He nearly kills an Oxide, and then he does finish it here as I sort of botch a little bit of a shot onto it. We continue to work this outside. Fox Mad Dog is our focus at this point. I'm working on the right torso because it's open already, and it's kind of facing me anyway, making an easy shot right here. And that side torso gets taken out while Solitude's excellently working on the other side torso. It drops to our fire. Then the Hotel, the last Mauler, is coming around. Solitude goes for the back, and I go for the front. Everyone's surrounding it at this point. It's just about to fall, and here it falls.
So here we are on Polar Highlands, probably one of my favorite maps. We're doing something kind of different again. Radic is in a Raven 4X with 2 ER large, and I am in an Oxide with 4 SRM4s. Just me scanning the terrain. I noticed that there's Alpha out there. Head over towards him. Radic takes some shots at that light, who was kind of out in the open. I believe it was the same mech. He can see farther than I can. There's Bravo. I take a shot at him. He's a general as well. Take a shot at the Timberwolf as he peeks the bridge. Take another shot at him. And you can see Radic is also shooting the same mech as I am, even though we're at completely different distances. He's covering my back, and I'm putting down my staff saying, you shall not pass. Stopping the enemy advance. So here I am, harassing the Mad Dog again. I guess I was kind of checking to see who was on the enemy team. It can influence how you play a bit. Radic. I guess some people decided to take a shot at him even though he was a kilometer away. Going a bit to the right. Take a shot at the Timberwolf. Only half my S-rims land because it was kind of blocked by the terrain. But any damage you can get off is good damage. That Timberwolf lands a good shot at me. That other Timberwolf wasn't expecting that at all. So it's really important when you're playing a brawling light mech. You want to keep moving. You want to be unpredictable. You want to catch mechs with their pants down. So now that my team has made it to the main engagement, I'm going to look around to see if I can find any mechs by themselves. Radic is, at this point, been, just farming up damage, poking assaults and heavies the whole way as they make it to the, to the main fight. I, on the other hand, am having a difficult time trying to get some shots in now as they're rounding the corners. You can see these slopes are kind of like lanes a bit, so it's pretty hard for me to find decent, peek and shoot kind of cover. Of course, I do find this light here. He was trying to harass our Blackjack and whatever else that was. He goes down. Lone Timberwolf as well. H9. Focus him a bit. He's pretty much dead at this point. He should have kept rotating with his team. Or rather, the enemy team shouldn't have rotated like that.
Alright guys, so that's our live video. Huge shout out to Solitude for helping me film some of this. If you'd like to check out his channel, it's right here. Church of Skill channel, they're right here. And my channel is right here.